going on, guys? TayJay Productions here. Today I am showing you my updated collection, although I will be not showing you the things that I showed you in the last video. This is everything new I have gotten since, which is all right here in this garage. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. It's time to show you guys what I got from Washington Street's Dumpster Heist series. Come with me. So guys, yes, this is it. This is my complete collection of the Washington Street Dumpster Heist series. Now, obviously there's a few things in here I didn't get from Washington Street, like that stage over there. We all know the stage. Interestingly enough though, this booth I did get from Washington Street, but not from the Dumpster Heist. I got it one random day we decided to go back there after they installed the trampoline zone. Other than that, everything in here is basically from that series, and today I'm going to be going through all of it with you guys in great detail and showing you everything that I have, talking about it, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. So let's get into it. So guys, first and foremost, over here on this table, the table itself was saved from the dumpster. This is a Phase 5 Chuck E. Cheese table. I don't know if it's technically Phase 5 or not. Is it a Phase 5 or is it just a Chuck E. Cheese table? You know what? It's a Chuck E. Cheese table from East Washington Street. This thing is pretty beat up, as you could tell. They put these tables up upside down and then just scooted them along the dumpster. This one, rough shape. So it is now my storage table, kind of. But what you see on it, you guys are very familiar with the Wonderland top because I showed that off very well in one of my videos. The Wonderland arcade game itself was trashed. They did a pretty decent job destroying the crap out of it. But this was in pretty decent shape, so I decided to keep this as like a little memory to Wonderland. I know a few people who really have fond memories of that game. So this is a nice grab for sure. A lot of you guys, when the Dumpster Heist series was airing, it seemed like you guys didn't know that I got the complete Studio C. I think you guys thought I only had the Studio, which I don't think I really made it clear that we also had the C, but yes, we got the entire Studio C. I don't know if you can get this thing is pretty heavy. Here we go. Oh my lord, and it's got nails in it too. Studio C. we got the whole thing, and while it's got some chips in it because they throw it and all that, for the main part it's good. It's just got some like loose nails and stuff sticking out of it, so you just gotta be careful. So there's that, and then there's these two boxes. This one's empty. This was the one with all the CDs in it, and I looked into these and they're so cool, and it's loaded full of these things. I put one in, I think it was, let me see if I could find it here. Yeah, I put in Boo-tacular 2022 into my Blu-ray DVD player, and it sure did play a whole show tape, and I think it's so cool. If you guys can ever get your hands on the show tape DVDs, you pop it into your DVD player, and it'll play the entire show tape. I'm talking the ads, the actual Chuck E. Cheese shows, the Kids Bop, for goodness sakes. All of it, it shows all of it, and it's so cool, and I love it. And then there's a few other things over here by this table. One, we have this light from the Studio C stage. That was over there by the TVs, which of course, we did not take the TVs. Those things were massive, heavy, and okay, let's be honest. We got a lot of massive and heavy stuff, but the TVs, we weren't gonna mess with it. But yeah, we got that light, and then obviously the Studio C lighting. Now you're probably wondering, where's the other Studio C lighting? Or you might have seen it at the start of this video. It's up there. This is probably one of my favorite pieces of this entire haul, was the lighting here. Most of it works. And the reason this is on the ground over here is because I have been using this to replace bulbs and stuff of some of the stuff in there that wasn't working. I did remove a whole light off of there and put it over here. Most specifically, it is this light right here. I put that on this rod, this setup right here. And I've just kind of been messing around with what it looks like. Here, let me turn off the lights real quick so you guys can get an idea. All right, and there's our mood lighting. That's what it looks like in here. Got a nice orange and blue light on the stage over there. And then if you look to your right, over by the surf chuck, there's the emergency exit door, which is covered right now for the sake of this video. It's got a rose light to it. Now if you come over here and you see this backdrop and it looks familiar to you, this backdrop has got its own very nice spotlight on it because this is the backdrop to the Studio C beta stage in Washington. And I was able to get it. The lighting was removed from it. Fun fact, I know somebody in my comment section said that somebody had reported that they got the lights from the Studio C stage but not the backdrop. I saw those lights sitting there, and you guys saw I even got like a zoom in of the lights on the floor, on the ground. For some reason I didn't take them. It was a quick, easy take, but I was still processing in my brain this massive thing and how I was gonna get it. I just didn't take them. So whoever did get them, I hope they enjoy them. I looked back on the video and I saw that there were actually like wall plugs, and I'm like, dang, we could have used that. But no, it's fine. Like, I'm glad that other people got some cool stuff too, and this was just exhilarating experience to get all this. Anyways, I'm gonna turn the light back on and we can go back to our normal tour. So yeah, that's the lighting, one of my favorite things I've got in here. It's so cool, and I rigged it up and everything to work. Now we do have these benches here from the party room. Most of these I am not keeping. I would say honestly probably all of them. This is gonna be an empty space right here. But right now we gotta maneuver around them. These are going to a few other people. I'm keeping a few things for others to get. I have a few chairs in here, but then some of these chairs are also going to somebody else. So some of the stuff that I have right now is just kind of sitting here waiting to be transported somewhere else. But yeah, as far as the benches go, it was interesting because I saw them putting a few of these away in the back of the truck, and then they just tossed the rest out. I don't know what the theory was, the point of that was, but hey, I got my hands on a good amount of benches. And as you noticed, these are shorter than these, so there's two different lengths of benches here. I haven't even taken the measurements yet, but I would guess it's probably 3.5 feet. I don't know. I'm not a mathematician. Okay, so over here, actually, while I was doing the lighting thing, my food pickup sign fell. Now, you guys are like, whoa, a whole trash can. When did you get that, Taylor? Well, I did not even show you guys everything we got. Like, I didn't even show you guys we got the benches. I didn't even show you guys that we got the trash can. We got a whole trash can in here, and inside here, we have a tech bin. Now that's another thing we need to talk about. There was actually a part 4. It wasn't filmed, but we did go back to Washington Street for a day 4. And on day 4, it would have made an interesting video, but it's okay. The series ended on a nice note on Easter Sunday. Part 4, the entire tech room was cleaned out. So when the tech room was cleaned out, we got loaded up with all sorts of mech, wiring, manuals, keys, hardware, all sorts of good stuff, and we took a good amount of it and brought it in here for safekeeping. That day, it did rain. I know part 3, I was suspecting the rain. It did not rain until we got home that night. Then there was a huge outbreak of tornadoes. We're fine. There was a tornado that like touched down really close to our house, but we're fine. That would have sucked, right? To bring all this stuff in our house and then a tornado come by, that was my big fear. That night was crazy. But then the day after, when we went back for day 4, it was raining, so another reason why we didn't record, because we were dumpster diving in the rain. But we did find a few more cool things that I did not get on video. So I'm gonna be showing you those as we find them. Like for instance, we got this Star Cast Member Wall of Fame 2025 plaque. Now, as you know, there are no Star Cast members on here. There might have been at one point, but not anymore, because unfortunately this store is closed. Now, it doesn't say Washington Street exclusive on here, so I'm not sure. This is interesting. There is something on the back. It says Covenant Trophies and Awards in Irving, Texas. Irving, Texas is also where the headquarters of Chuck E. Cheese is. So I thought that was pretty cool. I do have this plaque though, so that is just one of the many things we found, and one of the things we found that you guys did not see on video. This is, Chuck E. Cheese actually called these their thank you bins. They did not call their trash cans trash. And they called them thank you bins because it says thank you on them. We had an option to grab either this one or the smaller ones that was just this portion. Of course, we grabbed this one. This is iconic. This is where you would put your trays down when you were finished if you cleaned up after yourself, because a lot of people don't. What's that all about? And this is just kind of, you know, I was cleaning birthday cake off. Like, it was just like the happiest nasty mess I've ever cleaned up. It was beautiful. You guys are also noticing some more cool things that you did not see that I got on video, like the marshmallow from the hot cocoa ride. This makes me nervous. What happened to the hot cocoa ride? I did not see it get thrown out. I'm going to assume that it got taken somewhere. And I'm also going to assume that since this was thrown out on the tech day, that this was in the tech room. That's an assumption. I don't know if this just came off the ride when they were messing with it, but either or, I did get the marshmallow. And now he sits here with his own little spotlight, because I shone a spotlight on him that doesn't like to stay on him, it kind of moves. But I shone a spotlight specifically on him. Over in front of him we have a key, because we grabbed a bunch of keys, and this one opens the trash can up. Oh, I locked it. This one opens the trash can up. And inside of here, we stored a lot of goodies. Now let me show you, because you guys are gonna freak out about this. We got Studio C animatronic Chucky's feet. Not 1 foot, but we got Bros. We got Bros floor grippers. We got both of them. These are the feet that would be at the bottom of the animatronic. And here they are now, forever waiting for whatever Chucky I eventually get, because I'll eventually get one, I just don't know what. It's like a glass slipper moment, isn't it? Everything else we have in here, I was really upset about this. We looked hard and either we just couldn't find it or it wasn't there. We got almost the entire store hours sign. I don't know if this was intentional or not. I'm gonna guess it was. But Chuck's face was broken off the top. I searched and searched, could not find it. I searched relentlessly and I could not find him. But it is still cool. They have the temporary hours that they put on here, and I'm not gonna sit here and peel, but if you get a real close look here, they have a couple other little layers on here from where their previous store hours were. I don't want to mess with it, but regardless, pretty cool. That was on the tech throwout day, so I don't know. Other stuff we got from the tech room include this Chuck E. Cheese walk-around helmet. This is nice just in case, yes, we do have the chin strap. Where are you, chin strap? This is nice just in case anything ever happens with my walk-arounds helmet. We have a nice replacement chin strap and helmet right here. And then everything else we got a couple of these basketballs, and they say ice on them. It says ice official ball on there, which is so cool. And these would have been the balls that were in Chucky's hoops. And more to come about Chucky's hoops, because I got something else from that game too that you guys didn't see. A lot of stuff you guys didn't see. I'm really excited to make basically a part 4 to this series. I got this purple Chuck E. Cheese tote bag. And then since we have a printer in Funhouse, I snagged a few of these cartridges. The cardboard itself is a little wonky because it was raining that day. So sometimes some of the electrical components of the things that we were getting were ruined and we couldn't get them. Luckily for us, these cartridges are in plastic bags, so they're safe and we were able to pick them up. We picked up 2. We aren't sure 100% if they'll fit because these are 2 different models, but when the time comes to replace the cartridge, we're gonna find out. Also, when we were just grabbing stuff that we feel like we might be able to use, I grabbed a motherboard. I don't know what this is too, but it's a Chuck E. Cheese motherboard, and if I don't want it, I might just end up selling it someday. I don't know, somebody else might want it. Somebody who's more into the motherboard collection stuff. We got a bunch of we got padlocks with keys. There is a bunch of keys here. There was like a whole thing full of just keys that was thrown out, and we got a bunch of them. So they're just in here, and you never know when they might come in handy one day. A couple more things I want to show you in here before we move on. I did pick up a few coin mechs. As you can see here, these are the base coin mechs here that would go on the game to accept a token, and tried one of them, and they do work, and I'm going to be showing you that here in a minute. And also we grabbed some wire, once again, kind of one of those don't know if you're gonna need it, but we have it just in case. And then this looks like some LED lights on a spool. So eventually we're gonna get around to testing this out and seeing what it does. And then tucked away, we do have some pieces of Studio C carpet, the Washington Street beta stage. I have pieces of it right here. These are those pieces they threw out in part 3. And yeah, so I did go ahead and put one of my wet floor signs over here by the trash. I think I'm gonna maybe put it down here. That looks good. I know they didn't do that in the store, but I don't want everything to just kind of sit around. I'd like to set it up and make it look cool. So I think I might end up doing that. We did grab a Play wristband. This was just sitting there in the dumpy. Picked it up, you girl. And finally, we're moving on from the trash can. Obviously my food pickup sign over here, my 2.0, but still so cool food pickup sign. It's pointing for a reason to here. Because we're in the garage, guys. I'm not playing around right now. I don't have a kitchen in the garage. The only place that you could pick up food is in the house, which this is the kitchen behind the door, so that works. The on the air sign right now, kind of just put it over here. I think eventually I'll put it up somewhere. Ceilings are kind of low when it comes to the unfinished garage thing. So. But then here we are with the backdrop. Yes, it was in 2 pieces when we picked it up, as you saw. It's got a little bit of wear from being thrown around in the dumpster, and honestly, it's basically in pretty good shape. Most of these little buttons stayed on. This was not on. We had to refasten this, and it was kind of pretty easy. I got back behind it and I looked at where the screws were that fastened this. I unscrewed them. Rachel pushed this against it. I re-screwed them in, and then I attached some of my own screws to just hold it on, and I'm shaking it, watch it just fall off. It's pretty sturdy. So that is probably one of my favorite pieces in this entire garage, and I'm so thankful to say one of my favorite pieces. I know eventually you guys are like, why isn't this on top of the stage? It'll get there. But for now, it sits here. It's anchored to the wall because it kind of is top heavy. Yeah, it's anchored to the wall, but I can remove that. We have the other 2 pieces of the Studio C beta lights over here. This was the section that was right over the top of the TV, and then these would be on both sides of them. And then the thing that went right here, actually, we do have, yeah, they cut the wire to it, but it does go right there. That's where it hung. Now, as you guys see, more things that you never saw me pick up, and I was ecstatic to find that the Chuck E. Cheese costume care kit was just casually thrown away. It was on tech day, day 4, and it was just rolled up in the corner of the dumpster, and I was very excited to see this. Now, for the main part, the stuff that's in it is gone. I do still have his fur brush that I have used on my boy over there. I do have these clippers. They're not necessarily like cutting clippers. I don't know if you guys care, but I have that too. And then I have this little lint brush right here, which I'm not 1000% actually goes to the head, so I haven't used it. And then you guys did see me pick up this group events poster with Chucky on it, and you see Chucky's face is glowing because my boy is a legend and deserves his own spotlight put on him. Yeah, I put a spotlight right on Chuck's face. Of course I did, because it's Chucky. Chucky, Chucky, Chucky cheese. And then over here we do have the showroom art, the generics, and yes, I was able to clean all of the spray paint off of this stuff, Surf Chuck included. Spray paint, no more. Listen, all it took was Goo Gone graffiti remover. I say all it took like I wasn't out here for multiple days scrubbing this stuff off, but I was, and it was not fun. These are bigger than they look. Like, this is literally me. Here, I'm gonna hold it up so you can get a true size. That's how big these things are. They don't look that big when they're in the store up on the wall, but here I am. I got 5, 6 in my garage now. They're big. I'm not gonna be able to keep all of them, so I'm gonna be selling some of these. I do have a trade coming up with one, and I'm very excited for what I'm getting. Yes, it is art. I'm not telling you guys until the trade is made, but you'll see. And yes, the Surf Chuck art, which is one of my favorite things that I will definitely be keeping, because it's so unique. Not a lot of Chuck E. Cheese stages had this, Studio C stages had this, but the Washington Street did. This was over there by the Ticket Blaster. Ticket Blaster would be sitting right here next to it, and the blue screen behind. By the way, yeah, I know, we didn't pick up the blue screen, but that's our second chance to grab a blue screen. They're so big and they're plexiglass, and it's like, what am I gonna do with that? I got this backdrop right here. That's more than enough. I almost was like, I don't even wanna grab this because that thing is so heavy. A lot of the stuff in here is heavy. Funhouse, I'm looking at you. Yeah, no, this was one of my favorite pieces. It's wood, it's not made the same as this. This is glass. So this took a lot longer to clean off, but it happened. It happened so well. So well. So guys, yes, this is the booth that I already had from East Washington Street, but this is the rest of the stuff I did not have, and now I do. We have here one of the benches from the party tables, and this is a table that they threw out that was in really decent shape. It's not scratched up like the other one was, even though this was also face down. Yes, a lot of this took some rigorous cleaning, and I did a lot of cleaning. But we got it in good shape, and we have even sat out here and eaten Chuck E. Cheese pizza, listened to show tunes. Chuck came out for a live performance. God forbid he's only ahead right now. But I mean, it's so cool having this entire setup here. The 4 of us were out here just eating pizza, playing games, listening to music. The fact that we can do this is incredible. And look, let me show you something. Kind of feels a little weird without the napkin holder, right? Yeah. The napkin holder makes it, and I'm so glad I got them. We got so many different designs on these, honestly. This is the Chuck E. Cheese Birthday Club design here. Flip that bad boy over, you got the big cookie that I'm probably going to eventually order in one of my videos because it's time to figure out if you could skip out on the big cookie. So yeah, that is the table, booth, and stuff set up. It's so cool. Honestly, I feel like I'm like, this is one of my favorite parts, but like I'm saying that about everything. So we are over here by the stage now, and you guys are still gonna keep picking up new things that you never saw me grab for my videos. Day 4, I grabbed, get a nice zoom in on these, this Chuck E. Cheese All-Star Hoops panel from the game, and the Phase 4 restroom sign. Now there were 2 Phase 4 restroom signs in the Washington Street location. This was the one that was right above the actual restrooms themselves. There was another sign with the arrow below it pointing to around the corner. That sign was the one that was over there by the entrance to the kitchen, over there by the pickup. I did not grab that one, but this was there. This was there on the day that they threw out all the tech stuff. It was just sitting there in the dumpster like mostly everything else I found. So I grabbed that for sure. The Chucky's All-Star Hoops, let me pick that up and show you. This was really cool to find. I don't know if this was in the tech room or if this was off the actual game, but if I flip it around, you'll see there was some stuff attached to it here. So, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that this was on the actual game itself. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe they had to switch it. I don't know. I don't see why they would have to switch it. I mean, nothing's broken or anything on it. It still has the red covers over here where the high score and stuff was. So regardless of if this was on the actual game or if it was just a replacement, I still got Chucky's All-Star Hoops game panel right here with my boy on it. Chucky, the All-Star basketball hoop shooting champ right here. And yeah, this is so cool. This is just one of those things that you're just like, I never thought that I would just find this one day. It's honestly amazing. So this is the rest of the stage. I feel like this would not be Chucky's voice. I feel like I need to sound more like Jared Reddick. Yeah, I can't do this. I'm sorry. I am not the lead singer of Bowling for Soup, and I'm not going to try to be the lead singer of Bowling for Soup either. This is my Chucky mascot head. You guys have not seen his nose repaired yet. Here it is. So let's get a nice zoom in on that. We have some nice high-duty glue at home, heavy-duty glue. Something better than hot glue, and we were able to get his nose nice and secured on there. We did not do all this. That was already on the nose. This nose at the Washington Street location had been worked on a few times before this was thrown out. I do not think that his nose was busted right here, but it is now. I'm gonna assume that was when they tossed him. I'm very thankful that nothing was in worse shape than that though. He's got a little crack on the lip here. Some paint is peeling off. But other than this, the nose glued back on and the cracks around the top of the nose here, he's golden. I gave him a nice brush the other day. I said he's golden, but there's actually one more thing, I think. I don't know if this is just a seam coming undone, but the part where you put your head in the back here, it's kind of loose. Out of everything in my collection, this is probably my most prized of them all. This is Chuck himself, and I love this mouse to pieces, rat, regardless of what he is. So obviously I'm gonna take care of this very well. I brushed him, he had some stains on him. I'm gonna keep working on fixing him up and getting him to look better, and you never know, you might see this boy out and about at some conventions. We'll have to figure that out. We'll have to see. Right, Chuck? All right, and my Studio C stage is put back together. We had to collapse it to make room for everything that we brought in here, but it is brought back out. Everything's back put together, and this dreaded middle section that I'm missing, I'm thinking I might see if those pieces of stage I got over there I can fit into here. I don't know if I can though. It's probably not going to match up right, and I would prefer to wait for a minute before I know for sure that I can't get a legit replacement. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's the thing, is I have two pieces of the Washington Street Studio C beta stage. The rest here I have is a Studio C Kappa stage from Columbus, Indiana. So two different stages. They're not going to match up quite well. The beta stage was a round front, and the Kappa stage is kind of an angular front. But what I really like about the Kappa stage is that the Studio C carpeting is also around the ends here. You didn't see that at the beta stage in Washington Street. Down there, this was just blank carpeting. So the only thing that said Studio C on the beta stage was the top of the stage. So that's something I like about the Kappa stage, actually. As you see, my favorite generic showroom artwork is up here in the place of my beloved animatronic that doesn't exist yet. Avenger Chuck up there, and this is the Friends piece, and he's up there in the spotlight right now. He's soaking it up, and until we get an animatronic, that's, you know, I actually have an idea. What if we put a mannequin up here and I eventually get the full Rockstar walk-around suit, which I'm working on? I'm working on it. Was that enough wings, Rachel?
Yep.
Can you see it? I'm working on it. I feel like that would be cool, but eventually an animatronic will go up there. The Studio C Chuck E. Cheese CEC letters from the front of the beta stage. Right here, you guys saw me peel those bad boys off. Give me a C, give me an E. Over here, we have two prize counter compartments. Right now there's really not much in them. You guys saw me get those stickers and they are sitting in there for right now. So we do have those. I do have a play. Oh, you can play every day. Hey, all you can play sign right here. Buy, recharge, and pause cards here. Pretty cool. This was right above the card recharge stations. Yeah. Now, something that I think is really cool, something that I did not know that we were going to be finding at Washington Street because I didn't know they still had them. We got not one, but 2 Avenger Chuck pizza boxes. Look at these. Where were these? When I worked there, I didn't see these there. Were these locked up in the Chuck E. Cheese vault? Like, I don't know, but this is so cool that we have Phase 4, Chuck E. Cheese, Avenger, pizza boxes sitting here. Yeah, I know, the condition isn't perfect. Once again, it was raining that day. This was day 4 when we found these. And there were quite a few of them. Unfortunately, the rain got most of them. These were the only 2 that were really salvageable. The rest were getting nice and soggy. Hopefully somebody else found some more that maybe we didn't see, because that's so cool. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Is that rare? Not to pass up on my skee ball sign. I know I didn't pick that up from Washington Street, but it's looking beautiful over there with all the other stuff. And then on the other side here, we do have the applause sign that was once at the top of the Studio C beta stage. And that is it for the stage area. So now we're on to my games, and I'm gonna give you a little update of how they look right now. Last you guys saw, I was still trying to figure out how to get Funhouse to work. I figured it out, and it was kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? It was interesting. Everybody was giving me suggestions when part 2 came out and I was talking about the coin mech and all that on here. Everybody's giving me suggestions. I already had it figured out by the time that video went up. But thank you everybody for your suggestions. You all are so kind. And I know that there's people out there who can help if something were to happen. With that being said, I'm gonna show you guys all these games operating today. But we do have some name tags here. We got a Team 2 trainer name tag here, and then a regular Chuck E. Cheese lanyard here. This one's got the newer, better now on it. This one has got somebody's name on there. I'm pretty sure I even know who the person is. This is just like the name tag design with the name below it. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Of course, so I'm gonna sit down here now and show you guys. We will always keep this because if you look right here, March 30th, 2025, that was their last day of operation. And this was the very last photo that was taken on this machine. Now, if you are out here and you see this video and you recognize this, let me know, because that would be really cool to get, like, I don't know, like your insight on what it was like to be like there on the last day. Did you know? Did they say anything? I'm guessing probably not. So, but yeah, this will always stay here with us now because it's a nice little memory of the last day, the very last thing that this thing took a picture of before they tried to trash it, because they did not successfully trash it. I have it now and she's still working. She's still printing out pictures to this day. So, there is no coin mech on the front of this. There is a coin mech, but I have not drilled out a hole or gotten anything like these holes are to put in there right now. What I do have is temporarily a rigged system where I have put the coin mech up to the side here. I know that's not how it's supposed to look, but that's what we just have to go off of right now. These coin mechs were actually saved out of the dumpster. So the way I actually ended up getting this to work again was by something I found in the dumpster. So cool. I did buy a coin mech off of Amazon, but it didn't hook up right. What I did have to do is that plastic covering that you saw on the wires that I saw in part 2. I took that off and I stripped the wires, and then I connected the wires onto this coin mech, and it works now. I felt so accomplished because I've never done something like that before, stripping wires and reconnecting them. Yeah, I've never done that before, so I felt so cool. Here we go. Obviously it's just gonna drop, so I'm gonna show you it operating.
Welcome to Chucky's Funhouse. Position yourself on the screen.
All right, we gotta do a silly picture.
Make a funny face on the screen.
Boom.
Your morph is printing.
There it goes. And we even have
that one on the fridge.
Look at that. We even have Avenger Chuck narrating this game, and he's on the screen there. So now we gotta wait for it to print out, but as you'll see, it does work. It takes a few minutes. This is cool. This is also on a few other games. Chucky says, please be fair and share. Please allow the next person in line to play. Avenger Chuck there with his little, what's that called? Jester hat on. So here we are. We're gonna take a look at this picture. I will have to figure out why there's a line in every single picture that prints out. My boys like to play on this all the time. I try not to get them to like take a bunch of photos because we're gonna run out of paper real fast and I don't wanna do that. But it does have the date on it right now, April 14th, 2025. It's crazy to think that this game would not have ever printed out that date on it if somebody didn't save it. And it's cool to think that this thing is still printing out dates to this day instead of sitting in a landfill somewhere, you know? So I'm really glad that we got this, regardless of the fact that this was one of the hardest things to move. And that's really because it's very long, but all the weight is right here. This really doesn't have much weight to it. This board here really doesn't have much weight to it. This is literally all the weight, is this tower. One more thing I want to tell you guys about. You know how I had to crowbar this open to get to it? This key actually ended up working for it. So, I don't have to do that anymore if I don't want to. There we go. Yeah, so I got a key that works for it. But right now I still can't close the door because of this coin mech. Like I said, I'm gonna have to get 2 coin receivers right here and 2 coin dumpers, whatever I don't know what you call them. But you know what I'm talking about. So before I move on to deep freeze, there's some stuff I have stored back here I wanted to show you. Basically, we grabbed a bunch of these binders. Also, we do have another caution wet floor sign here with our boy Avenger Chuck on it. So I'm keeping hold of that back here right now. So this stuff was thrown in the dumpster. This is the invoice binder. This is something to be used every Monday. This is what they did invoices on, and check that out. Here's like a little logo right here. It says Technical Manager Store Resource Manual. Very cool little logo right there. And then the rest of it, when you open it up, is just information about invoices and stuff. Most of this is empty. Correction, there's really not any personal information in here. I think for the main part they threw all that stuff out. The only thing I'm trying to like keep to a minimum is like specific names, because there's like names of employees, managers, district managers, and that's not stuff I'm trying to like be like, hey, look, you know. So but that one was basically empty. This one here has got 2.0 Chuck on it. This is the fundraising binder here. School calendar, master fundraising calendar, so all sorts of cool fundraising programs and stuff in this binder. And I don't think, honestly, a good majority of this stuff I really haven't even looked through. Yeah, they got like April 2015. This thing hasn't been touched in a while. The next one we have here has Avenger Chuck on it. It's the Safety and Security Program and Crisis Response Manual. Not a fun topic, but every company has to have one, and here it is right here. So it's got everything in here from hazard communications to, I mean, here you go. Here's your table of contents. You got crisis response situations, hurricanes, earthquakes, tornadoes, winter storms, floods, false alarms, abusive guests, armed robberies, gas leaks. You got it all in here, folks, and that is really interesting to have all this stuff in here. Honestly, this is stuff that I might just one day, if I don't have anything to do, I might just come out here and read through it just because I'm bored. If it was anything other than Chuck E. Cheese, I would not care to read through that. But we have 2 more things here. This is the Management Development Ladder Workbook. Now this is the workbook they would give to any manager in training. And this is what they would work through basically to become a manager. This is the manager training. I don't think this one was anybody specifically. This is, yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I don't think this has any information in it at all. I'll have to go and look through that later, but yeah, no, this is the book that your store manager would use to train you to become a manager. And then they would do many things, like they would bring somebody on to be an assistant manager and stay at that location, or sometimes they would hire somebody on at a location, use this workbook to train them to become a GM, and then take them off to another store where they would be the GM. So that's what that book is for. Last but not least, here we have the emergency evacuation plans and procedures. So kind of like that other crisis workbook here, this has got more information on it. Here's the Indianapolis Fire Department right here. That's pretty dope. We got 2.0 Chucky right here, Rockstar Chuck. There goes all that stuff in the binder there. Pretty neat stuff. All found in the dumpster. For the majority, none of this stuff was really touched. It's like they just grabbed everything out of the wall holders and just threw it away. I don't know how much they actually looked through this stuff and made sure that there was nothing like confidential in them. But now we're on to deep freeze. I know you guys saw that this game is working, and I have this part. I have a whole new display right here, and I have this front glass panel, a whole new one, all on its way right now. And I will make a video of an update on what this looks like refurbished. I do not have glass to put over the top of it yet, but we will get there. The game manual does call for the game field to be nice, clean, and a nice high quality automotive wax to be put over the game field. So I will be definitely needing to clean this up because the last thing I saw was glass shards all over it, so it still needs a nice clean. I'll need to clean it up, I'll need to re-wax it, and then it'll be ready to have a glass covering over it. Real quick guys, I did want to show you, because this video was filmed like a while ago, since this video has been filmed, I did fix a lot of the issues on this game. As you see, we do have a new deep freeze display here. It is no longer just peas, it is deep freeze. And also I did replace this glass in the front. The only thing I still have to replace here is the glass on the top, but I'm waiting to do that and not even sure if I really will, because I still have to clean the playfield here, put a nice coat of wax on it. And it's kind of nice to not have glass here, just in case I have to reach in here for some situation. So, I don't know, eventually I will probably put glass on here because it's supposed to be there. But I did want to show you guys, before the tour continues, a nice updated version of what my game looks like now. But I'm going to show you a few examples here. Even though you guys have seen this, I just want to show you it's still working. Turned the volume down on it a little bit because here in a quiet garage, it was very loud. Try to get that lift to go. There goes the lift, and that's where that 150 is down there. Try to get that 150. It's hard to get. I've only gotten it that once on the video you guys saw. But yeah, that is deep freeze. Now, there are attract sounds that play every 3 minutes on this. That is toggled off right now, but I can turn that on. And I think I will, just to hear it. I think there's like a video on YouTube of what it sounds like, but basically, most things like rides and arcade games have something called attract sounds, which, if you're not familiar with what that is, basically every few minutes or so it plays a sound to try to attract you to come and play it. And a lot of these games are designed that way. That's why if you've ever been in like a quiet mall at nighttime and the rides start talking to you, that's why that's happening. Speaking of rides, we do have, should I sit on it? I don't know if I can sit on it. Should I sit? Speaking of, oh my God. Speaking of rides, we do have the Wheels on the Bus I called this a fire truck. I'm sorry, guys. Don't sue me. It's a Wheels on the Bus ride. This thing has already gotten more rides played through it in the last week than it has its entire career at Washington Street, I'm sure. My kids love it. My kids love it so much, and I can kind of see why. It's kind of like sitting on top of a washer machine. All right, stop. Okay, I have to wait for it to stop. Oh, this is my stop. Okay, see you later. So yeah, that's the Wheels on the Bus ride, and it's fully operational, and I wasn't sure if I should sit on it or not, but I just did. So, also wanted to show that in our bathroom we have installed the boys and girls sign. They have a little bit of wear on them from throwing them in the dumpster, but other than that, they still look fine. The wear on Helen is kind of what it looked like at Washington Street already. Chucky's shoes are basically missing, but this mark here and this separating, I believe that was made while it was being tossed away. So, yeah, but that is everything in my collection. And it might be a little two-car garage, but it's now mainly like the remnants of Washington Street here in my garage, and it means a lot to me that I was able to save all this, and the fact that I can come out here and put on like little Chuck E. Cheese dates with the family, you know, come out here. And I brought my laptop out here the other day and we played Chuck E. Cheese. I typed in the Evergreen 2025 on YouTube and I played that, and they were playing games. We were chilling at the table talking. Literally our pizza arrived. We ordered from the Chuck E. Cheese here locally, and yeah, it was cool. I mean, eating Chuck E. Cheese on this table with everything around us, considering we are in a garage, but with everything around us, the music playing, the games going off, it's the closest to Chuck E. Cheese you can get without actually being at a store. And I hope that the company never goes under. I'm hoping that the company will always survive, but if the chance that they do, I know that I have a nice piece of their energy, their vibe right here. So, well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. As I said, I am working on getting the rest of this guy right here. Eventually. I don't know how soon eventually is, right? Because this stuff goes very fast with me. That's my life. It moves like that. One minute I'm living in New York, next minute I'm back in Indianapolis, dumpster diving to the back of Washington Street for a Chucky head and stuff that weighs twice as much as I do. You never know. But eventually I will have a Chucky walk-around suit complete. And I'm gonna be wearing that bad boy. It's not just gonna sit there and collect dust. This thing has already been on my head like a million times. I like just putting it on and acting like I'm Chucky with the kids and dancing around, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. And no, it doesn't stink. I know a lot of people are like, does it stink in there? Not really, no. No. Never mind, maybe it does. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Alright guys, well, I hope you really enjoyed this video. And if you did, leave a comment and tell me what you think. Tell me your favorite thing that I have in here. And subscribe to me if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I'm so excited for what's next. Stay tuned for next week. Another exciting video coming out soon. And have a Chucky day, everybody. Take care.